Hello everybody, Iain Robson here for the first edition of Idaho! I don't know, I'd had to do the hand thing. I don't know why I keep doing that. Anyways, this is the Idaho map, in case you didn't understand what I was saying there. This is another map from American Eagle Modding. This is the map that comes after All-American Farm. So as you can see, it says, "Welcome to Idaho, USA. The farmland here is rich and fertile. All the main crops are available, plus oats and soybeans." This is a multi-fruit map, one of the things we haven't done in a while. There are two farms, one the main farm and one older style livestock farm where you will find pigs and beef fattening, sheep and chickens. The storage at each farm is separate. Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. Which means two farms as a single player or split if you're playing with a friend. The stave silos create an amount of silage per hour after filling. Where's that? The stave silos? I don't know what that's supposed to be, the stave silos. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. Anyways, apparently produce silo all in one. This means one loading point for grains. Yeah, so there's only one loading point for all the grains, which is kind of interesting, and there's 5 sell points, potatoes, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, this is the Idaho map, and I figured we haven't played on... This is kind of like it's a fairly large map, but we're going to start small and get bigger, because we haven't done that in a while. We tend to start fairly large right off the bat, or we have in the last couple seasons, so I figured we'll start from a smaller size, I guess, to a larger size. So having said that, we are going to start with some smaller equipment. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have. So we have the tried, tested, and true Cummin homemade. I don't know why, but I really like this tractor, so I kept it around once again. I think I've had it for like every season now for the past 2 or 3 seasons. We also have the Farmall Turbo 1206, which we had on the Modern American Farming map. Nice old school tractor. It's about 112 horsepower. This has got 300 horsepower. So this is the guy that's going to be pulling our Vicon cultivator. I figured I don't think I've ever used the cultivate, this big cultivator, and I couldn't find any other ones that I really haven't used very much, so I figured we'll go with this one. It says it needs between 200 and 300 horsepower, so this guy should be more than enough. So basically this guy's for cultivating at the moment. That's probably just about it. Also, this is honestly one of the only sprayers. This is the in-game sprayer I could find. I couldn't find anything else that would actually work well. I couldn't find old school ones for whatever reason. I think there's more realistic ones you can get, but not old school ones, so I couldn't find it. Is that or manure spreader, and I don't think we're going to produce enough manure right off the bat. Anyway, so we got that. This is obviously from the New Holland. We actually have the same combine actually in Spring Hill Valley, which is kind of funny, just the way it works out. Also, this is the new ones that came out from FS-UK. This is the AgriKing Case 1570. I believe this has 150 horsepower-ish. So I guess we're not starting too small, but not too large either. Also, we have this JF FH14. Looks like it's moving there. 1450 pulled by, or I should say, behind this guy right here. So this is for making chaff. As you can see, I've made a little bit of chaff just to test it out to see if it does work. It does work with corn as well, which we're going to be using it with, not with grass, but you can do it with grass as well. What else do we have? We also have the John Deere seeder. This, I believe, it does fertilize. I forgot about that. It fertilizes and seeds. So I guess we could have done it. Could have done the fertilizing with just this as well, now that I think about it. Anyways, New Holland Combine, as I mentioned. Also, we got this Tongza, not American by a long shot, but I needed some way to transport some things because the two farms are like definitely separate, and this is kind of like the grain farm, and that's kind of like the livestock farm, as you can see. So we might have to do some transporting between them, and this combine's a little slow, so I figured we need some way to transport it. Never used this before. Did a little testing to see if it would work. It does work for my purposes, so whoops. So I'll have to use it. I'll try and do a little bit of transporting. I don't normally, but I think in this scenario it actually will be cheaper because that's quite a long ways to travel. So anyhow, also got this header trailer once again to use with our, here it is, GMC truck. And this is going to be our tipper for this time around. So I'm going to use this as the unloading truck, I guess. So we don't actually have a tipper at all. So this is what we're going to be using for the time being. Because it also has the hitch on the back, if you recall, right there. So it actually is going to work well for that. And this is the corn header way over here, which is to go with the New Holland Combine. And we also have a runabout. This is an old Ford, 1972 Ford. This is one of the ones I modded, actually. It has a hitch on the back, kind of a mean looking hitch, but it does work. And let me just start it up because I love the way this thing sounds. I edited the sound, so I like the way it sounds. Anyways, I'm gonna be quiet. Just listen. I love that starting sound. Anyway, so I actually modded this myself. So this was actually supposed to look a lot different than it is, but we actually used to have an old, it was like a 1970 Ford, 1970, 72, something in that area. It looked very much like this, except it was brown. I actually could change the color to brown, I suppose. But anyway, so we got this, and we got some pretty fancy tires on it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Considering this is an older truck, these are pretty fancy tires for it. But these are actually the tires from the F350, believe it or not, which I nicked off there. Anyhow, this is my little creation. It does work well for what I want to use it for, which is a bit of a runabout. It doesn't have a very large tank, but that's fine. Anyways, so that's what we were starting with. I guess I can turn this off. That's what we're starting with for the time being. I guess we really don't need this per se, but we're going to keep it anyways, just because I think it'll be quicker in the long run a little bit there. As you can see, we start off with $59,000, and we also start with... Where is it here? We also start off with, I started myself off with 100 cows. These are beef cows, remember? They are not, they're beef cows, not dairy cows, so we're going to have to get started with that. Having said that, they are over there, we're over here, so we have to head over there at some point. There are some crops planted there, I don't know what it is. We got wheat and barley, and 34 we actually don't own, which is corn back there. But we do own 24, which is right here, which is actually isn't too far, so maybe we'll do that. And we own number 10 here as well. I just went with the standard ones we own. I don't know, I've been doing that lately because it's nice to have a good spread. If I choose it myself, I would have picked like only the ones around here, so it's good to have a little bit of a variation. Now, if you recall, they did say they were two separate farms, so this, anything I harvest over here, I'll probably put here. Anything I harvest over here, will probably go in that. So that is the way it's going to be. Now, this is the truck. I got the transport with the dolly on it because I'll get the GMC right here to haul it around. I think it would be powerful enough. I honestly don't know. I'm not an expert on horsepower, especially when it comes to this type of truck, but it does work. I tried it first to see if it would work. It does, so I'm happy about that. Honestly, I don't, like I said, let me just see if it says how much horsepower that thing has. This was made in the 1980s, 90s, but it looks older. No, it doesn't say how much horsepower it has. So it probably has, I guess, enough, let's say. This is kind of a beefy trailer, but it will get the job done. Anyways, let's put those... It has such a robotic sound when it opens those up. But anyways, so what we need to do is we need to grab the Ford right here. I should really change the angle or where the actual camera is, because it always starts like way down here. Anyways, I tried this out to see if it would work. It actually does hold it, which I'm happy about. I actually had to test it first just to ensure that it did. And what fields do we actually... Maybe we should start from around here so we don't have to travel around. We own field number 1, 13, 10. Where's field number 1? Oh, it's like right there. Maybe we don't need to do this right now then. So let's grab the combine and just truck over there right now. I'm just going to turn this guy off because we're actually not going to need him, because I'm just going to grab the header and then head over there right now. You got to get started somehow. We do need to get started with the livestock somehow as well. We actually don't have any way of making hay as of yet, so we're going to need to work with that a little bit actually. I'm not sure how I'm going to go about it yet. We do have $50,000, so I could technically Probably buy something. And we own field 7 and 8 down there too. I guess we could harvest those fields. Alright, let's get this started here. One of the really nice things about this map that I discovered was the fact that there are fences all around the fields. However, you can drive through them. So if you're like me and you're really clumsy when it comes to driving, it's a nice looking map. Actually, this was suggested before this. So when this goes out, this will have been a while. Where's the exit? Or where's the exit supposed to be? Here? That's not right. So this was actually suggested by somebody before the series. He suggested it after the fact. I say I had already chosen the map and he suggested it, so it was kind of funny. Where are you supposed to get out of here? I don't see any gates or anything. Alright, well, I guess we'll do this. So here's the silo drop-off point, as you can see. You just drop it off right there. And I'm gonna try and not drive through the fences where possible, because they are there, and there actually are some things that are collidable. I just don't realize. Oh, that's bigger than I thought it was. We're actually playing this on hard, if you're wondering. Last map we played on easy, and it was just, or no, it was actually on normal. And on normal, it was actually too easy. Well, I found it too easy, at least. Or at least that was my opinion. What's that? This is the dairy farm, I guess, over here? Oh, so those are... Oh, that's kind of cool. That's a nice little setup, actually. These are the types of silos you see all over United States and Canada. These older school ones. That's pretty cool. What is that? I wonder if that's going to say what it accepts. I've explored this map a little bit, but there's still lots of things I still haven't seen yet, so I'm always like, whoa, what's that? Anyhow, let's hop into here. We don't have a baler yet either. Ooh. That's a bit rough. We do have a front loader, but we don't have a baler. So this is, what, field 7? So let's hop into this field. I'm just going to drive over the crops just a little bit so I can get this outline of the field. Oof. That was a bit rough. Looks good. Excellent. So this is actually field. Let's put it to field 7. Overwrite that. And let's get it set up right now. So this is 7 meters. What corner are we at? Northwest. Heading south. And do a headland. No. Man, all day, motorcycles been going outside, up and down the street like crazy. And they're not going slow either. They're definitely going fast. Anyways, I realized that and I was like, whoa, what are they doing? It's crazy. But they are rocketing up and down the field. Alright. Let's set that up. Let's save this as F7 combi 7 meters. Yeah, so we're actually going to set up a couple things. I believe I deleted all the... Okay, good, it did. So I'm going to try and put these in folders as I go along. So let's call this F7. And this will go in there. I think that's right now. Yes, good. So get this guy rolling right here. And I will try not to drive on the crops, but for now, I can't. It doesn't really make a difference right now because I have the GMC, so I have to manually unload anyways, because that GMC truck does not work very well with Courseplay. Although it does kind of now, with the developer version of Courseplay. Not very well by a long shot, but it does kind of work. So let's get this guy rolling. First waypoint, drive. Anyways, so let's put this guy in a group actually. So if you see right there, the 1972 Highboy pulling truck, it was actually it originally was a, whoa, let's slow this guy down, it's going way too fast. Originally it was a, oh there it goes. Originally it was supposed to be like, it was like a tractor pulling truck, and I thought that was a little, I like the style of truck, I just didn't like the way it was. Let me show you a picture of what it's supposed to look like. You can see right there, you can see the pipes on it and see the front ends, and it's got the funky tires on there. It's supposed to be a tractor pulling truck, but I made it into a respectable truck, so to speak. So that's what I've done with it. So this is going to be straw. How are we going to do this? Because we can't actually move this straw right now. We're going to need silage. Let's grab this guy right here. We're going to need this guy anyways, so let's grab him. I'm so not sure how to start out right now. It's kind of weird because it's like we have cows, but I could give them. I guess I could give them grass. I don't know where you're supposed to get out of this area here. There's no like. There doesn't appear to be a designated exit point. So, anyways, let me show you how these are supposed to work. These silos here. So you're supposed to drive underneath it like so, and then you're supposed to say, "Hey, which one do you want? Wheat." But the one thing I'm not sure about is, do you have to like? Does it? If I don't have anything in the actual. Okay, good. Never mind. Because I don't have anything in the actual silos at all, but I just choose it from here what I want. But the weird thing is, there's no canola as an option, or no canola. There's no soybeans as an option, which is kind of strange. Despite the fact that there are soybeans on this map. So that kind of threw me off a little bit there. That's the other side we need. So we do need to figure out a situation, because I want to try to do some more baling. I don't know why. I've been on this baling kick for the last little while. Because we do have animals, so we are going to need to deal with that as necessary, I guess. I don't know. They're not dairy cows, mind you, but they're regular, well, beef cattle. But I really like the way this map looks. Whoever made this map did a really nice job of creating this map. I really, really appreciate the work they did on here. It's a really, really nice looking map. I think it was Jake who suggested me that I play on this map. So Jake, if you're watching, I decided to play on this map long before you suggested it, but I do appreciate the suggestion regardless. It's an awesome map. So there actually is a timber edition of this map with wood and whatnot. Why is it doing that? I need to turn that off. That is. Let me see if I can figure it out. Is it 1? No. 2? No. 3? No. 4? Oof. 5? There, it's 5. That is from. I turned on the console mode, which is what that was right there. 88% already. Ooh. So I turned on the console, like it's like the developer, so you can see some of the bugs that it's wrong with it. But when I just cycled through all those things, it's just because I had that enabled. That was the reason why. If I hadn't had it enabled, you wouldn't get it. So like you guys who don't have it enabled, don't worry about it. It's just because I happen to have it set up that way. So he has gotten a full load already. I should have started from the other side, actually. I always forget that. Alright, just this once. Well, we'll see. I can't guarantee anything, but for now I'll do it this way. Because I'm right here. But like I said, I will try and avoid driving all over the crops. For the time being. I can't guarantee it'll be a be-all and end-all thing, but for now I think that's what we're going to do. Do we own that field over there too? Looks like we do, yeah. That's a canola field. Yeah, we definitely own that one too, so we can harvest that one after this. Excellent. And he's at 80% already. Hopefully he'll be able to make it all the way down, then we'll be able to turn around. That's a nice texture for straw, by the way, too. Look at that. That's really nice. That is a really nice texture. So, we are going to try and do a little bit of baling, like I said, but I'm not sure what type of bales we should try and do. We could use a forge wagon fairly easily, but as I'm sure some of you will point out, it's not very American. Well, you don't see it often, let's say. What options do we have? Definitely not that. Definitely not that. We could do this, or actually we could do the small John Deere baler. Ooh. That would work, actually. 5,000 for that is probably a bit on the too cheap side, but we'll consider it a used John Deere baler. I wonder if I could actually get this to work properly. Probably not. I should really put the ELS limiter or whatever it's called on this, so I can actually, instead of me having to like feather the throttle, so to speak, I can just do it not. Because if I hit 4, it's going to go too fast, basically. But normally you'd be able to hit 4 and just drive at a nice same pace, but Alas, it doesn't work that way. Alright, he should be okay now. We are getting quite a bit, a good chunk of yield here, which is nice. I don't know what we're at. We're at, I don't know. We actually don't have anything stored. Oops. This one. We don't have anything. Oops, this one. Nothing stored at the moment, but we can. Well, we're gonna fix that in a second here. So, what I'm gonna do is gonna drop this guy off. He should be okay until the end of the windrow here, but we're gonna drive it just to the end here and just leave it there for the time being. And we'll see what we can do. Like I said, we could use the old school John Deere baler for small squares. That would require a secondary piece of equipment, mind you. So if we were to go that route, the 348, I would have to get somebody to pick those bales up. But they're really, really small. And it's not fun. Let me just say that. What other options do we have? We could go with the McHale baler. This one does this is the wrapper one. Never mind. Disregard that. I'm not using that. We could go with the Euro DZNs. I'll have to think about this. This is my favorite baler at the moment. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But we do have some others. Not many options, mind you. There are some other options, but not many. So, and I was going to leave this guy running right here. He should be okay. Actually, maybe I'll turn him off because he definitely drinks fuel like there's no tomorrow. What other options do we have? So we should probably get started on doing a little bit of silage as well. So this is one of the new ones that just came out on FS-UK. This is the Case 1570, I believe it was. And this is actually, and I'm modding right here, this thing on the side. I don't know if you can raise or lower it. You can lift the frame? You can lift the frame, I thought so. Doesn't look lift or lowered, but apparently you can, so. Alright, so where was that cornfield? It was, I think it was 10? Yes, it was 10. So we're going to go, might as well do this right now, get this guy started on a little bit of corn. I don't know if this will actually work with courseplay. I have no idea. I just definitely didn't test that. Yeah, I definitely didn't. So, it'll be interesting. I don't think it will. Just because it's a very odd setup, but it might. Right, there's no gate here. Or is there? No. I have no idea where the gate's supposed to be in there. Really have no idea. It seems like there should be a gate over here somewhere and a gate up there, but it's not obvious. Not at this point, not for me at least. So what I'll do is I'll just drive around here and go around the corner there, and then we'll get started. Now this, I don't know how much this one holds. I guess it's supposed to be 14 tons. But the other, I have two versions of this, and the other one holds a lot more than I anticipated actually. So let's get this guy started on field 10 over here. And of course, he's full, but not right here. Jeez. Ah, well. But like I said, we will try to, I guess what's going to happen is he's going to, I'm not going to be able to do it, stay off the crops, just because he's going to fill up halfway down the field before I even get a chance to do anything, so. It's a bit unfortunate, but it is the way it goes sometimes, so. And I am on hard here, though, which is the funny thing. I didn't think I was going to get this much already, but it must be a map thing then. Or a conflict or something between two different maps, because you really should, well, I don't think at least. Not on hard at least. Like we have 25,000 liters already? That seems like a lot. Alright, let's give this a test. So this is the system. So we also have conveyor belts right here for stuff like silage and whatnot. Where is it here? And hydrous tank right there, which is pretty cool. This map does require the, what do you call it? Map door trigger mod, which is like, allows you to trigger the doors, obviously, so there we go, look at that. Nice. That looks pretty darn cool. Alright, so he is going to be probably still full, I imagine. So we'll have to deal with this. Maybe what we'll have to do is get a small tipper in order to keep him fully unloaded, because I'm not going to be able to do anything else other than unloading him, I think. It seems that way, at least. Alright. I do like this combine a lot. TCG Rob actually uses the same one on Spring Hill Valley. And I'm using the same one on 2 different Let's Plays, I guess, but I don't know, I just like it. I could have used a John Deere, but I've used a lot of John Deere combines. I'm sure we'll get there eventually. So what the idea for this particular series is going to be: start small, get big. You can see this map is fairly large, so there'll be lots of space for trucking and lots of space for expanding the farm. And actually the fields are not that expensive. I looked to see what the prices were, and they were a lot cheaper than I anticipated, to be honest with you. Yeah, like, let me just show you here. So, like, let me see. If I want to buy 3 and 2, let's say, 3 and 2, I can buy them right now. So 2 is 10,000, 3 is 10,000. So there's those two. But what we might do, actually, is we might pull a couple fields together, because we do have that possibility, of course, with a plow. Should we go that route, at least? All right, so where was I? I don't have that guy in a group. Let's put him in group 1. Let's see if we can't get to field 10. Now, I've never tried this. I tried this thing a little bit off camera to see that it worked, and it does. And it's actually pretty nifty. I was surprised. I was going to use the Kid forage harvester, but I've used that so many times that I was like, let's try something a wee bit different. So that's why I picked this up here. And I do like this little area here. Look at this. Nice little gradual hill down there. I don't know. Oh, is it lifted, really? Does it just look like it's not lifted? Maybe it's this. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's lifted at all. Anyways, that's where the sugar beets and potatoes go. And they even went to the length of putting, like, bales of straw, actually, in the field. You could actually move them, too, which is kind of funny. I think they're just the extreme baling ones. Which is kind of funny, but it works out. All right, I wonder. Does it have wheelie wheels? No, it doesn't have wheelie wheels. All right, that's good to know. What field is this? Field 10. All right, so let's just try. I'm just curious. Yes, let's put it in field work mode, I guess. And I don't know what corner we're at. North or south east, looks like. Heading west. Headland, no. And this is what, field 10, I said? Alright, let's just see if this works, because I am pretty curious about this. If it doesn't and it crashes the game, you'll know. Having said that, I'm going to save the game right now before I do this. But I am pretty curious about how this is going to work or not. I know it'll work with... Maybe, I don't know. We're going to see. First waypoint. Alright, moment of truth. Oh, it's working so far. Not really. I wondered about that. Is it because I didn't attach a PTO or something? Turn on, switch output. No, I wanted his chaff. Whoops. I want it to be chaff. Oh, there it goes. As you saw, it just does cut grass as well, so. But it does do corn. Let me just show you that. I did test this out to see if it would work first, and it does, which is good, as you can see. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll use the GPS mod then, because this is probably not going to work. I don't think, maybe he will stop, I don't know. I'll have to test it off camera. Let's see here. I'm not sure how that's going to work. Wow. Alright. I can't even see the lines, so I have no idea where they are. Let's just see. That's not too bad, actually. Anyways, that's how that works. Looks really cool, actually. I really dig the way this looks. I don't know why I haven't seen it. I never used it before. I think it's just because it's it's really small. And I'm definitely not going to do the whole field of this, but I'll probably fill up this at the very least. But that's the way it looks, though. I think that's a really cool little corn grass. Oh, because I see why. Just because we're right on the edge of the field, and we're probably getting the grass too. There it goes. Nope, same thing again. That is pretty cool though. So that's at 10%. So actually, it does hold a lot still. 10% is 4,000. So this actually holds quite a bit. I went looking for something like this, and I was like, can I find this? And I did, obviously, because I found it right there. But I do think it's pretty nifty. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Of course, as soon as I get out, it's gonna stop. Let's hop over to here, and he's full, of course. He only got halfway, well, a little bit more than halfway, but not very much. Not very far indeed. So I don't know what the prices are like here. Let's take a quick peek at that. I didn't even look. Soybean, of course, is the most profitable, as I expected, and followed by canola, I suppose. Yes. Oh no, followed by oats, and then canola. That's kind of surprising. Like I said, I did put it on the hard. I did put it on hard, although it doesn't. You wouldn't notice it really by how much we're actually getting here. We could actually feed this wheat to our beef cows. Ooh, I may do that actually to get them started, because we do have lots of fields we can harvest at this point, and based on how much we're getting right here, we are going to get quite a bit of yield, it looks like. Yes. Anyhow. Alright, folks, that gives you a pretty good idea of what we're going to deal with on this farm. So like I said, if there's any other goals you'd like us to see us reach or head towards on this particular map, let me know in the comments. And having said that, my name's Iain Robson. This is Farming Simulator 2013, coming at you from Idaho. Oh man. Have yourselves a good day.